The most common errors I have seen are related to people not doing the following 2 things. Hi, so today I'm going to teach you how to write the perfect resume that lands you your dream job. Are you ready? Let's get started. First of all, remember that employers are looking for 5 important attributes when they're scrolling through all of these resumes. They're looking for your attitude, your values. Are your values aligned with the organization? Your knowledge, your skills, and of course, your experience. So keep that at the back of your mind. Now, over my career, I've hired personally or for my clients, thousands and thousands of employees. And I, in particular, tend to really pay attention for what does the resume tell me about attitude and values, because often when you have many individuals who have similar experience, similar skills, and potentially similar knowledge, this can be the deciding factor. So keep that in mind. So what are some of the golden rules? Think about 5-star, okay? If you cover all of these areas, you'll definitely write a tremendous resume. First of all, the most important part of your resume is the summary or the career objective part. That's the first paragraph that is basically you standing on the top of the mountain and saying, this is the best of me and these are my aspirations. I would love to become a public speaker. I would love to be an HR and change and build organization culture. I would love to be a graphic designer who is designing beautiful stories. Whatever your message is, it has to come through in this paragraph. So make sure that you cover things like your number of years of experience, the high-level professional achievement that you've had, no matter what it is, even if it's in 3 years or whether it's 23 years, what are really the highlights of your career? The most important and relevant skills for that job, highlight those. Give a hint of any really impressive results that you've actually been able to achieve. Highlight the key skills that are relevant again, and of course, make sure that your passion and goals and aspirations are clear. Now, doing that in one paragraph is not easy, but it takes practice. You can start by writing it out. It may end up being 1 page, and you have to keep cutting and deleting and edit it until it becomes a few sentences long. The second part is the format. Now, I'd like you to think about your page, and remember, a really good resume should be a 1-page only. I can put mine, again, with 28 years in 1 page. I'm sure you can, okay? You can do it if you design and divide your 1 page up into zones. The zones will be like parts of real estate that you dedicate to certain information. For example, you will have a zone for your contact information, a zone for your photo, a zone for your career objective, which we just spoke about, a zone for your experience or key projects or your employers that you've worked with, a zone for your skills, technical and soft skills, a zone for your education and certificates, a zone for the languages that you speak, and finally, a zone for your extracurricular activities, special interests, hobbies, all the things that demonstrate to the employer what kind of a person you are and what values you have, what is important to you, because those are the things that you're spending your time on, whether it's volunteering, whether it's sports, music, art, anything. Okay, so that is the format. Third, your language, the copywriting. The number of times I have read through resumes with spelling errors, incorrect grammar, just poorly written language. You cannot afford to do that. That is the easiest way to just upset the person reviewing it and for them to just cast your resume aside. So make sure that you've read, reread, spell checked, grammar checked, had other people edit it for you. The most common errors I have seen are related to people not doing the following 2 things. First, always use action verbs like I wrote, I designed, I led, I created. Much more powerful. And secondly, as far as possible, illustrate the results. Give examples of the impact impact that the work you had on the business. Say things like, the process I designed improved performance by 12%, or I conducted 25 sessions, or I visited 13 hospitals. Whatever it is that you did, mention the numbers wherever possible. Golden rule number 4, photograph. Now, photographs are optional. You don't have to, however, I would recommend it because people tend to remember a resume that has a beautiful professional photo attached to it. It makes you more memorable. And if you do choose to use a photo, then there are some rules you need to follow. You need to look professional. You need to be wearing the relevant and appropriate clothes. So for example, if you're a photographer, sure, you can look cool. You don't have to be wearing a formal suit. If you're applying for a banking job, you probably have to be wearing a suit or a formal wear. Check your hair, makeup, and whatever is relevant that's going to be showing in the picture. Check the lighting, make sure you have good lighting and there are no shadows to disturb the picture. And make sure you pay attention to what's in the background, okay? Make sure that the background is acceptable. It's better if it can be clear white. And make sure that you look friendly, that you look like somebody that they'd want to hire, not grumpy or miserable, right? Nobody wants to hire a grumpy or miserable person. But believe me, I've seen some photos. Okay, that was photo. 5th, formatting. Now, when it comes to formatting, think artistic. So think about an elegant, sharp one-pager that allows space to breathe, right? Even though you might want to put a lot of information in it, be smart about using the zones appropriately to allow breathing space so it doesn't feel like it's nothing but words. And you can use some small graphics. For example, in the section for skills, you can use buttons, and we'll be showing you samples of these so you get an idea what we mean. And make sure that the style suits your brand. Again, if you are a graphic designer, then make sure that your resume looks beautiful. Ultimately, make sure that your formatting suits your brand and your career type. And finally, an overall recommendation is the magic element. Be authentically you. Highlight your strengths. Think about what special magic you bring to the equation and really make sure that that reflects well in your resume. Also, don't forget about a cover letter. You should always write and customize your cover letter to suit the specific job you're applying for, showing your knowledge of the organization, their values, and highlighting how well suited you are with the organization and what results you could bring to them. So that's it. Those are the 5-star golden rules for writing the resume that's going to get you hired. If you have any questions, then DM me. Otherwise, keep following us. Bensouda Consulting.